great players. They have a great organization. And you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. With the 2023 NFL Combine already in progress, the Raiders have had a much closer look and have physically met with several different quarterbacks that this team may consider in drafting. The Raiders have physically met with Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud, Florida's Anthony Richardson, and Kentucky quarterback Will Levis at the Combine. And our head coach Josh McDaniels spoke about the process of meeting these young quarterbacks at the Combine.
We really get an opportunity to get a feel for the kid, kind of hear from him. He'll get an opportunity to make an impression on us with his personality, the way he, the vibe in the room is, you'll feel it. It's not enough to make an evaluation. It's an impression, and that's really what you got to be careful about doing, is going too overboard on 18 minutes.
So although, as McDaniels mentioned, the Raiders meeting with the quarterback at the Combine isn't enough time to fully make an evaluation and an ultimate decision on whether or not they will draft him, but it's still something to keep in mind, as I think the Raiders will strongly consider making a move for one of these quarterbacks. Now, Alabama quarterback Bryce Young did not participate in any throwing drills in this year's Combine. He will more than likely just save that for the pro day. And ultimately, the Raiders never got a chance to meet with him, but I definitely think he's a quarterback that the Raiders would draft if he was somehow available. Now, with the Raiders at number 7 in this year's first round, it'll be tough to be sure whether or not a guy like CJ Stroud will be available. But more than likely, you're going to have to trade up for CJ Stroud. But another guy whose draft stock may have risen and may just continue to rise is Anthony Richardson. The man just proved to everyone that he's an absolute freak of nature physically, clocking in at an official 4.43 40-yard dash, a 10.9-inch broad jump, and a 40.5-inch vertical jump. So Anthony Richardson's testing numbers were incredible, and he did look good in his deep throwing passing drills. So it'll be interesting to see if the hype and the buzz continues to rise for Anthony Richardson. Now, with Anthony Richardson, his Combine performance doesn't really change my mind about what I think of him as a prospect. He's still a crazy athletic quarterback with a lot of upside, but he is also a quarterback that will need a lot of work in developing to fix his accuracy and mechanic issues, and ideally I think he should be stashed away on a bench for a full NFL season, learning the new playbook and working on his overall technique throwing the football. But I can definitely understand the hype with Anthony Richardson. He does have a lot of things that it's very hard to teach, and he's definitely a modern day NFL quarterback. But as I said, there's still a lot of work that would need to be done in drafting Anthony Richardson. And now it's always seemed apparent to us that both Anthony Richardson and Will Levis would be available at pick number 7. And if I had to choose between one of those quarterbacks, I would choose Anthony Richardson. I'm not a huge fan of Will Levis, but ideally I don't want either of these quarterbacks. I think both of them would require at least a year of fully developing before they can make any serious impact on this roster, and I just don't know if the Raiders have that much time and just trying to develop a rookie. For me, quarterback CJ Stroud looked very sharp out there, and to me, he is still my top quarterback in this year's draft. And personally, if Anthony Richardson continues to rise up draft boards, then maybe, just maybe, that could allow CJ Stroud to fall down the draft board and fall to number 7 to the Las Vegas Raiders. That would be my dream scenario. You could get your potential franchise quarterback for years to come, the most developed passer and overall quarterback in this year's class, and you would be able to get him without having to give up any draft capital. But if the Raiders don't invest in a first round quarterback, then maybe they will choose to get a later round quarterback who could potentially be more of a system quarterback that could be closely developed and monitored by Josh McDaniels, and a potential quarterback like that could be Georgia's Stenson Bennett. Now, Stenson Bennett is an older quarterback with a lower ceiling, but one thing about him is he most definitely is a quarterback that plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he did look very good today in his throwing drills, especially on the deep balls. But look, there's no doubt that the Raiders will have a lot of homework to do throughout these next several weeks to make an analysis on who they will draft to be their next quarterback of the future in this year's draft. With the combine, it's always a fun and interesting event to watch, but you also got to watch out about potentially overreacting to combine numbers like the 40-yard dash times and these testing drills, because at the end of the day, all these guys are out there in tank tops and shorts, and they're not in a real live game situation and atmosphere. Really, the combine should be used to take advantage of having the ability to physically meet with prospects, get an impression on them, and really these drills should just be used to confirm what you have analyzed from a player based on his tape. But Raider Nation, with the combine ending for the quarterbacks, Raider Nation, what quarterbacks are you interested in this year's NFL draft? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.